The Paris Peace Conference was a conference that took place in France on the Palace of Versailles after the First World War finished in 1919, where the winning countries get together to discuss what to do with the defeat countries, mainly talking about Germany. That was the main country that had caused a lot of damages and in the other European countries. And and the three main characters that like were leader on this conference were Clemenceau representing France, Wilson representing USA, and Lloyd George representing um, Great Britain. These big three were like the leaders that decided what to do mainly with Germany on the Paris Peace Conference. USA didn't like had many damages as European countries as France and Great Britain had, because first they were on another continent, and like it was bombs or attacks weren't so direct like in the European continent was. And and the European countries, as I said before, they were like really devastated on the economic and social aspect, because first they were exhausted because the war um, caused lots of death, and the war like it was really large. 4 years of fighting, and many people dying and many people living in really bad conditions. All these things made European countries to feel like really exhausted and to be in ruins. It was devastated. Um, this all this damage that European countries had changed the view of these countries, because Britain and France, first they were like tired um, of Germany because of all the damage that Germany caused on the countries. And Britain and France knew about what in 1918 Germany did to Russia with the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, that Germany made them to give all the colonies, to take away like Germany take away all the colonies of Russia, um, and they and Germany colon colonies no colonize these colonies that were from Russia. On the different points of view of the countries, the Paris Peace Conference um, had different aims. The big three agree on the fact that Germany had to be punished because for all the damage that they caused. Um, One aim was to cripple Germany so as not to start another future war. Another one was to reward the winning countries, and another one was to establish a just and leading peace. Um, like, why do I say that is depending on the point of view? Because, for example, to cripple Germany was a thing that Clemenceau, that France wanted to do. This thing of looking for the peace and establish like a peaceful world was like more on the view of USA, and that. As I may have introduced the ideas of these three big leaders, I want to explain you like in detail what their point of view were. First we have George Clemenceau, that was the Prime Minister of France, um, that he established the idea of punishing really hard to Germany because of all the damage that they had done to France on the First World War. France was like one of the countries that um, turned to be more devastated and with more, and they were really scared to what Germany could do in a future. So Clemenceau said that they had to cripple Germany, they had to take away all the things and all the armies and all the colonies that Germany had in that moment so as to avoid a future attack. Then we have Woodrow Wilson, that was the president of the USA, that was considered an idealist because he wanted to establish the peace on the whole world. And he thought that Germany should be punished, but not so harsh, because he said that in the future, if Germany was punished too harsh in the future, Germany would take revenge and would attack with all what they had to these big three countries. He thought that with democracy, the citizens of the countries won't let the governments to take another war, and he established the idea of the cooperation of the nations to achieve the peace, and for this he created the 14 points to achieve the peace on the world. Then we have David Lloyd George, that was the prime minister of Great Britain, that he was like in the middle between these two extreme ideas. He wanted to punish justly harsh to Germany, but not too harsh for us to avoid this future revenge that they could have. But he thought that Germany had to be punished, mostly like talking. The main idea of Lloyd George was to take away the Germans' colonies and to take away the navies. Why was this? Because on the First World War, as we all know, the naval rivalry between Germany and Great Britain caused really damage on the on Great Britain, and well, they wanted to take away the navies for us not to put on, so as not to so as the naval rivalry not to happen again.